All right, passport ready. Get ready for a deep dive on budget travel.
Awesome.
We're going to be looking at True Travel Treasures podcast. See what kind of expert advice they got for how to, score deals and have amazing adventures without emptying our bank accounts, of course.
Well, and what's really interesting to me is how much the travel landscape has changed even just in the last few years.
Yeah.
It's so different now.
Right.
It's not just like hostels and ramen anymore.
Oh, for sure. Okay, well, I always feel like flights are the biggest budget buster.
Yeah.
And so where do we even start? True Travel Treasures had this awesome tip about using the everywhere search on Skyscanner.
Uh-huh.
Have you ever messed with that?
I have. It's amazing. It's like magic. You put in your dates, you put in your budget, and it just shows you like every single place you can fly within those parameters.
I love it.
It's so cool.
Yeah. Like suddenly that long weekend trip seems way more doable. They also mentioned flying midweek, like Tuesday or Wednesday.
Yep.
Often has better prices. Is that like a real thing?
Oh, yeah. Airlines are just trying to fill those less popular travel days, so they often offer discounts. It's classic, like supply and demand,
Ooh,
a little economics lesson for you.
Yeah, well, we like to keep it real here and to stay on top of, like, when those prices actually drop. Because I don't want to be checking every day,
Right.
I love using fare alerts. So sites like Airfare Watchdog or Hopper, they'll send you a little, ding on your phone
Oh, yeah.
when the fare drops.
Love it.
So easy. And speaking of things that make life easier, when we're booking, I always get stuck on, like, what airport am I going to?
Right.
But they said don't limit yourself
Yeah, exactly.
to just the obvious ones. So you mean like flying into, say, a smaller airport that's further away?
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes flying into like a less popular airport and then taking a train or a bus to your final destination can actually save you a lot of money. You just have to factor in like the cost and the time of that extra travel leg to make sure it's really worth it
Right.
for your itinerary. Yeah.
Good point. And of course, we can't forget budget airlines.
Yep.
Those can be awesome for saving money.
Oh, yeah.
But I feel like there's like some fine print, maybe?
Oh, there's always fine print.
Okay.
Yeah, so like those super low fares often come with very strict baggage allowances, extra fees for like everything, seat selection, snacks, Ryanair, Spirit, those are the classic examples.
Yeah.
So you always got to read the fine print so you don't get hit with any surprises at the airport.
Oh, yeah. I hate when that happens. They also had good advice about booking windows. So they recommended like 6 to 8 weeks in advance for domestic flights.
Okay.
And then 2 to 3 months for international.
Yeah, those are good, like, general guidelines, I would say. But the biggest thing to remember is flexibility. Like, deals can pop up all the time, especially if you're open to, like, traveling during, off-season or shoulder season,
right.
or to, like, destinations that aren't, the super trendy ones.
Right.
So, like, a little patience and a little research can go a long way.
Okay, so we've got the flights. We're there. But now we got to figure out where we're going to lay our heads.
Yes.
Without, again, like totally breaking the bank.
Yeah.
I will admit, hotels always make me cringe.
Yes.
The price tag.
Well, and we have to ditch this assumption that hotels are like the only option.
Okay.
True Travel Treasures challenged us to kind of rethink accommodation.
Okay.
And they started with hostels.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and I know people think hostels and they think like, oh, cramped dorms, like when I was in college. But a lot of hostels these days are really different. They offer private rooms, they have comfortable amenities, some even have kitchens.
That's so cool. And it actually reminds me, my friend stayed in a hostel in Lisbon, and she had like the best time cooking.
Oh, fun.
With people from all over the world.
I love that.
It was like one of her favorite travel memories.
Exactly, right. Hostels can be such a great way to save money and connect with other travelers, create like this community feel. And then, of course, there's Airbnb and Vrbo. Like, come on.
Yours.
Those have revolutionized budget travel. I mean, unique stays, everything from, cozy apartments to like entire villas, often at a fraction of the cost of hotels.
Yeah, for sure. And I feel like if you're traveling with like a group of friends or family,
Yes.
splitting the cost of
know.
one big Airbnb can be super economical.
Definitely.
But, okay, for the truly unique, budget-friendly experience, True Travel Treasures introduced me to couch surfing.
Oh, yeah, couch surfing.
Have you ever done that?
I have. It is an adventure. It's really cool. It's a great way to just like really immerse yourself in the local culture and connect with, people who actually live in the destination. So you stay with a local host for free, basically.
Wow.
you're kind of offering cultural exchange and conversation in return.
Okay, that sounds amazing, but I feel like there must be some etiquette involved.
Yeah.
Like, should I bring my host a gift?
Yeah, I mean, being a gracious guest is always key, right?
Right.
So a small gift from your home country or, maybe offering to cook a meal, those are nice gestures. It's all about mutual respect. Like, you're in their home.
Right.
Be respectful
Right.
and appreciate it. And then, for those who, love spontaneity,
Yes.
last-minute deals, there's apps like Hotel Tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Incredible savings on hotels that have, unsold rooms.
Oh, that's risky, but could pay off big time.
It's exciting.
Yeah. And speaking of unique accommodations, they also mentioned house sitting.
Oh, yeah.
Tell me more about that.
Okay, so you can actually connect with homeowners through websites.
Mm-hmm.
Like Trusted House Sitters is one.
Yeah.
You basically care for their homes and their pets while they're away.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
That's such a cool idea.
It is. It's win-win, right? You
Yeah.
get free accommodations.
Yep.
They get peace of mind.
Like having a temporary home. I love that.
Exactly.
All right, so flights booked. Place to stay secured. Now, we got to talk about my favorite part of traveling, eating.
Yes.
But, of course, we can't go crazy because we're on a budget. So how do we indulge our taste buds without,
Right.
going overboard?
Well, True Travel Treasures had some really good advice about this. First thing, skip those overpriced tourist traps
Oh, yeah.
and head straight to the heart of, the local cuisine.
Yes.
Street food stalls, bustling markets.
Yeah.
That's where you'll find the most authentic and the most delicious flavors.
Yeah.
And they're going to be way more orderable
Right.
than those, touristy restaurants.
Oh, I can almost taste it now.
Yeah.
Like a plate of steaming dumplings in a busy night market. Or a fresh baguette
Ooh.
from a local bakery in Paris. It's an adventure for your senses.
Exactly.
Not just your stomach.
It is. And if you're staying somewhere with a kitchen, why not embrace your inner chef?
Oh, yeah.
Cooking some meals can be, a really fun social activity.
Yeah.
Especially if you're traveling with others, and it lets you experiment with local ingredients while you're saving money.
That's true.
Hmm.
I once made the most amazing pasta
Nice.
in Italy
Yeah.
using ingredients I got from the market.
I love that.
It was so much cheaper than eating out.
Yeah.
It felt so authentic.
Right. You're living like a local.
Yeah.
It's a good feeling. And speaking of local knowledge, don't be afraid to ask for recommendations.
Oh, for sure.
Locals always know
They know.
the best hidden gem restaurants, street food stalls that tourists would never find on their own.
Right. I'm going to walk up to some friendly local and be like, excuse me, where are the best tacos?
There you go. They'll be like, oh, let me tell you. Yeah.
This little hole in the wall
Yes.
that you would never find otherwise.
Amazing.
And the food's going to be a fraction of the cost of those fancy tourist restaurants.
Yeah, totally. And keep an eye out for lunch specials and happy hour deals.
Oh, yeah, always.
Right, eating during off-peak times
Yep,
can save you a ton.
definitely.
And I also find if I can prep some simple meals, especially if I have a fridge wherever I'm staying,
Uh-huh.
that helps so much to stretch the budget.
Oh, yeah, especially on those longer trips.
Yeah.
Planning ahead,
Yeah.
having some go-to snacks or, easy meals. It's really helpful to avoid those hangry moments.
Oh, yeah.
Impulse purchases
Yeah,
can really mess with your budget.
totally. All right, so flights, check.
Check.
Accommodation, check.
Check.
Food, check.
We're doing good.
All right, so now we got to fill that itinerary with amazing things to do.
Yes.
But again, on a budget.
Right. So what are some of True Travel Treasures tips for free and low-cost fun?
One of my favorite ways to explore a new city, especially if it's a big city, is through free walking tours.
Oh, yeah.
Almost every major city has them.
Yeah.
And they're fantastic. You get oriented, you learn about the history and the culture, you discover little hidden gems.
A little exercise.
Yeah, a little exercise.
It's great.
It's good.
Yeah. And they also highlighted the simple pleasures, which I love,
Mhm.
enjoying parks and nature reserves. Those are often free
Oh, yeah.
and provide such a welcome break
Mm-hmm.
from the hustle and bustle of everything.
Absolutely. And then don't underestimate community boards.
Okay.
Social media.
Yeah. Yeah.
They are a treasure trove of information on free cultural events.
Oh, for sure.
Concerts, exhibitions, festivals,
Love it.
things that are happening that you would never know about.
I love that idea because that's a great way to experience the local scene. Yeah. And then, of course, there's always museums.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of them have Free admission days.
Yep. Or like pay what you wish,
Yeah, exactly.
which is really cool.
That's awesome.
It's a great way to soak up like art and history and culture
Totally.
without,
Breaking the bank.
breaking the bank. Exactly. And, don't be afraid to like venture off the beaten path a little bit.
Right.
Exploring like less touristy neighborhoods
Yeah.
often leads to like unexpected discoveries,
Right.
quirky shops, like local cafes, more of an authentic feel for the city.
I once stumbled upon the coolest vintage bookstore.
Oh,
Just
cool.
wandering around
Nice.
in a quiet neighborhood in Prague.
I love that.
It's like those are the best finds.
It is. And often those areas, like the prices are better
Right.
for everything, from food to souvenirs. So
Okay.
just embrace the adventure. See where your curiosity leads you.
I love it. Okay, so now let's tap into some bonus expert insights here. From like a seasoned budget traveler who's been to over 50 countries, True Travel Treasures shared a tip about using incognito mode
Yes.
when you're searching for flights.
Uh-huh.
Why? What's the deal with that?
So airlines and travel websites, they've gotten like really sophisticated. They track us. They know what we're doing.
Of course they do.
They're using cookies, basically, to like monitor our searches. And a lot of times they'll raise prices if they see like you're repeatedly looking for the same flights, the same destinations.
I had no idea.
Yeah, so using incognito mode can actually help you avoid those like sneaky price hikes.
That's genius. Okay, I'm using incognito mode from now on.
Yeah.
They also shared a tip about shoulder season travel. Tell me more about that.
Okay, so shoulder season is that like sweet spot. It's just before, just after the peak tourist season.
Okay.
So you'll often find like more favorable weather,
Okay.
fewer crowds,
Love it.
better deals on flights and accommodations.
So you get like all the perks without all the like crowds and like craziness.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm sold. And this tip really surprised me. They said that flying from smaller airports,
Yeah.
even if it means like a little extra travel time, can save you money.
Yes. So smaller airports often have like lower landing fees,
Oh, okay.
which can result in lower airfares.
Interesting.
So it's worth considering, especially if you're flexible
Yeah,
with your plans.
totally. All right, now let's talk about some specific destinations that True Travel Treasures highlighted that are perfect for like budget-friendly adventures. They raved about Lisbon, Portugal.
Lisbon is amazing.
Okay, tell me more. What makes it so great?
So Lisbon offers this like really irresistible blend of stunning architecture. Like it's so beautiful. The culture is so vibrant. The food is delicious.
Yeah.
And the prices are just incredibly affordable. You can wander through these charming neighborhoods. You can explore historic castles. You can enjoy fresh seafood by the water.
Oh my God.
And it's all without like spending a ton of money. It's amazing.
And we cannot forget those pastéis de nata.
Oh, the pastéis de nata. Those are a must. They're like these creamy custard tarts.
Yes.
And they are so good.
Oh, and they're cheap.
And they're super affordable, which is always a bonus. Next up, we have like the ultimate tropical paradise.
Okay.
Bali.
Oh, Bali. It's like been on my list forever.
It's amazing.
What makes it so budget-friendly?
So first of all, you can find incredibly affordable accommodations.
Okay.
You can find like cozy guest houses, charming villas, and the local food is amazing and cheap. So think like fresh fruit smoothies, nasi goreng, satay skewers.
Oh my gosh. Stop. I'm getting hungry.
I know, right?
Okay. What other destinations did they mention?
Okay, so they also highlighted Budapest,
Okay.
which is in Hungary.
Okay.
It's a city just steeped in history, known for like its beautiful architecture, thermal baths, and just like hearty, affordable cuisine.
Have you ever been to those ruin bars?
I have, yeah. They're so cool.
You sound so unique.
They're very unique. And that's a great example of like, you can experience the nightlife without breaking the bank. And lastly, we can't forget about Mexico City.
Oh, yeah. Mexico City.
Which is like a vibrant cultural hub.
I always wanted to go. What makes it so great?
It's got incredible museums.
Okay.
Delicious street food. Fascinating history. You can find like really affordable accommodation in trendy neighborhoods like Roma and Condesa. The street food scene is amazing, legendary. Tacos al pastor, esquites, elote.
Okay.
And a lot of museums actually offer free admission.
Oh, nice.
On certain days, so you can really explore the art and culture.
I love that.
Without spending a ton.
All right. So many amazing options. But, wanderlust aside, we got to like get organized here,
Right.
keep our budget on track.
Yes.
What are some tools and resources that True Travel Treasures recommended for, like, keeping everything straight?
Okay, so one of their top picks is Hopper.
Oh, yeah.
It's an app. It actually predicts price changes
Oh, wow.
for flights and hotels.
Okay.
So you can set up notifications
Mhm.
for your like desired route and your dates, and it'll let you know when it's the optimal time to book.
I love that. What other apps or websites did they mention?
They also love Skyscanner, which we've already talked about a little bit.
Yeah.
Allows you to compare flight prices across multiple airlines, uses that everywhere search
Love it.
that we all love so much.
I'm downloading that one for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, what about like the actual packing?
Oh, packing.
Packing stresses me out.
I know, it's a lot.
Any tips?
So for anyone who's like packing challenged,
Me.
Pack Point,
Okay.
it's a lifesaver. It basically creates customized packing lists
Wow.
based on your destination,
Okay.
your activities,
Okay.
the weather.
That's amazing.
So it helps you pack efficiently.
Okay.
Avoid those baggage fees.
Top of my app list now.
There you go.
Okay. What about when you're actually there? Like, you're in a new city. You don't want to get lost. You don't want to rack up like a bunch of data roaming charges.
Right.
So how do we navigate all that?
So for that, True Travel Treasures recommended downloading Google Maps offline. So you can download maps of your destination
Before you go.
before you go. Yeah.
Okay.
So that way you can navigate even if you don't have internet access.
That's so smart. Saves you money. You don't get lost. It's great.
Exactly.
Okay. Tools to find the deals, pick the destinations, stay organized.
Mm-hmm.
Check, check, check. But now, packing.
Dun, dun, dun.
The dreaded task of packing.
Yeah.
I'm always amazed by people who can fit everything they need in a tiny carry-on.
I know. It's like a superpower almost.
Right. Especially if you're trying to avoid those baggage fees.
Right.
So True Travel Treasures had some, like, brilliant packing hacks
Oh, yeah.
that I can't wait to dive into. But let's take a quick break, and we'll come back,
Sounds good.
and we'll unpack. No pun intended.
I see what you did there.
All those packing secrets when we come back. Okay, so we've mastered finding those killer flight deals, right?
Yes.
Found awesome, unique places to stay.
Mm.
Learned how to, navigate the food scene.
Yes.
But now, let's get real about packing.
The dreaded packing.
I'm always amazed by those travelers who can fit everything they need into, like, a tiny little carry-on.
It really is a skill worth mastering, especially when you think about the cost of checked bags,
Oh, my gosh. Yeah.
the hassle of, like, weighing at baggage claim. Like, nobody wants to do that.
Nobody.
True Travel Treasures had some really fantastic packing hacks that can help us all achieve, like carry-on nirvana.
Okay, I am all ears. Lay those packing secrets on me. What is the first rule?
The first rule of packing like a pro is pack light.
Okay.
And I mean really light. Challenge yourself to fit everything you need into a carry-on suitcase.
Right.
Not only will it save you money on baggage fees, but it'll just make your travels so much smoother and more enjoyable.
Okay, I love that idea of just like effortlessly gliding through the airport
Right.
with just a little bag. But how do we actually do that? Because my suitcase seems to, like, explode.
I hear you. It's about being strategic and using like some clever techniques.
Okay.
One of my favorites, rolling clothes instead of folding them.
Okay, I've heard about this. Does it really work?
It really does. It saves space. It helps prevent wrinkles. It's a game changer. Give it a try.
Okay, I'm going to try it. What about clothes in general? Like, what should we actually be bringing?
Choose versatile pieces that can be mixed and matched to create multiple outfits. Think neutral colors,
Okay.
basic items that can be dressed up or down with accessories.
Like a capsule wardrobe for travel.
Exactly. That's a great way to put it.
I like that.
Yeah.
Shoes, though. Shoes are always the hardest.
Shoes are a challenge.
What do we do?
Limit yourself. 2 to 3 pairs max.
Okay.
A comfortable pair for walking, obviously.
Right.
Maybe a dressier option if you need it. And like maybe sandals or flip-flops if you're going somewhere warm. And wear your bulkiest pair on the plane.
Oh, that's a good tip.
That saves space in your bag.
Smart. What about these packing cubes I keep hearing about?
Packing cubes are life-changing. They are like basically little fabric containers that help you compress and organize your clothes within your suitcase.
Okay.
So you can separate everything by category, tops, bottoms, underwear, and it just makes packing and unpacking so much easier.
Oh, it's like having like little drawers
Yes.
inside your suitcase.
Exactly.
I love that.
Mhm.
Okay, what other like packing essentials should we be thinking about, especially as budget travelers?
Bring reusable items. A reusable water bottle
Yes.
will not only save you money
Oh, so much money.
on buying drinks, but it'll also help reduce plastic waste.
Yeah, I never travel without my trusty water bottle.
Good. And then a reusable shopping bag is another one. You never know when you're going to need to carry groceries or souvenirs.
Oh, that's a good one.
Well,
I always end up, like, with a million plastic bags.
yes, exactly. Toiletries are another thing.
Oh, toiletries stress me out.
I know, they can be tricky. Opt for travel-sized toiletries or like reusable containers.
Yeah.
Bring just what you need. And a lot of places actually provide basic toiletries like shampoo and soap.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So check beforehand.
I always forget to check.
Yeah, so you can avoid bringing like unnecessary items. And then, of course, technology.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are the essentials?
A power bank.
Okay.
Essential for keeping your devices charged, especially if you're using your phone for navigation or taking tons of photos.
Right.
And a universal travel adapter.
Yes.
Essential for plugging in your electronics in different countries.
I learned that one the hard way.
It happens.
Okay, so we've mastered the art of packing light. But now let's talk about safety and health while we're traveling.
Yes, very important.
It's easy to get caught up in the excitement and forget about, those practical things. So what did true travel treasures say about staying safe and healthy, especially on a budget?
They said the number one thing, never skip travel insurance.
Okay, yeah.
It might seem like an added expense,
Right.
but it can protect you from unexpected medical emergencies, trip cancellations, lost belongings. And there are actually a ton of affordable options out there
Oh, good. Good to know.
that cater specifically to budget travelers.
You have any recommendations for where to find, good travel insurance?
Yeah, definitely. Websites like World Nomads,
Okay.
Safety Wing,
Okay.
they offer really comprehensive coverage at really reasonable prices.
Okay. Awesome. And what other, general safety tips do they have?
Really research your destination
Oh, yeah.
before you go. Understand the local customs, like any areas that might be, not so safe to visit.
Right.
General safety conditions. I love using apps like TripIt
Oh, yeah, me too.
to keep all of my travel plans,
Yeah.
all my important information organized in one place.
It's a lifesaver, especially if there's, an emergency.
Right, exactly. It's always good to have all your important documents, your contact info, your itinerary,
Yeah.
easily accessible.
Yeah, totally. And then, when you're actually out and about, just be mindful of your surroundings.
Yes.
Use a money belt or a hidden pouch
Huh?
to keep valuables secure.
Yep.
Don't, be flashing a bunch of cash or expensive jewelry.
Right. Don't be flashy. Be smart. Minimize your risks.
Totally. Okay, what about staying healthy? How do we do that on a budget?
One of the best ways to stay healthy while you're traveling is to take advantage of local markets.
Oh, yeah.
They often have the freshest fruits, vegetables, and local specialties
Yeah.
that are not only healthier,
Right.
but often more affordable.
Oh, and it's just such a fun experience.
Oh, it's the best. Those bustling markets, so much to see, so much to smell, so much to taste.
Yeah. It's like a whole sensory experience.
It is. And it's a great way to support local farmers and vendors too.
That's true.
Yeah.
And, sometimes you're just on the go. You need something quick.
Yeah.
So I always try to pack snacks.
Oh, yeah. Snacks are key. I always have nuts and granola bars
Me too.
stashed in my bag.
Lifesavers.
Yes, they are. And of course, stay hydrated.
Oh, yes. Water.
Water. Remember that reusable bottle we talked about?
Yes.
Super important for staying healthy, especially in hot climates.
Absolutely. Any other final tips on the safety and health front?
Just make sure you're familiar with local emergency numbers
Okay, yeah.
and the location of nearby hospitals or clinics, just in case.
Always good to be prepared.
Always better to be prepared. Exactly.
Okay, so let's switch gears a little bit. Let's tackle some of those budget travel myths,
Oh, I love this part.
because I feel like sometimes those myths hold people back.
They do. There are so many misconceptions out there about budget travel, and it's time to just set the record straight.
Let's do it. Myth number 1.
Myth number 1. Traveling on a budget means sacrificing luxury.
I think that could not be further from the truth.
Okay, I'm listening. How can we experience some luxury without breaking the bank?
One of the best strategies is to use the power of the shoulder season, like we
Yeah.
talked about before.
Okay, yeah.
You often find fewer crowds, more favorable weather,
Right.
and better deals.
Oh, yeah. It's like the best of both worlds.
Exactly.
Okay, what's another myth we need to bust?
Another common misconception is that cheap food equals bad food.
Oh,
Absolutely not.
we already talked about this, but street food.
Street food.
It's amazing. Some of the most delicious and authentic cuisine.
Right.
You'll find it anywhere.
Totally. All right, last myth to debunk.
That you can't travel with kids on a budget.
Okay.
A lot of families are kind of scared to travel.
Right.
Because they just assume it's going to be too expensive.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have to be.
Okay, I'm glad to hear that. Tell me more. How can families make it work?
One key is to choose destinations that are inherently family-friendly. So think like national parks.
Okay.
Stunning natural beauty. Beaches.
Yeah.
Where kids can run free.
Yeah.
Cities with lots of free or low-cost activities like museums, parks, playgrounds.
Yeah, those are some of the best memories, too.
Exactly. And they don't have to cost a lot. And you can find family-friendly accommodations that won't break the bank. Hostels, guest houses, apartments
For sure.
that are perfect for families. And a lot of attractions offer family discounts.
Oh, that's true.
So be sure to ask.
Yeah, good tip. It just shows that with a little planning and research, it's totally doable.
Absolutely.
Okay, now let's dive back into some destination-specific tips.
Okay.
True Travel Treasures highlighted a few more gems, and they started with Thailand.
Thailand, a backpacker's paradise.
Okay, yeah.
Known for its stunning beaches, rich culture, and incredibly affordable prices.
I've always wanted to go. What should I do there?
Well, in Bangkok, you have to visit the Grand Palace. It's this sprawling complex of ornate buildings and temples.
Okay, I'm adding that to my list.
And the street food, oh my gosh. Pad Thai, a classic Thai noodle dish. Mango sticky rice for dessert. You can't go wrong.
Okay, I'm getting hungry again.
I know, right? And then head north to Chiang Mai.
Okay.
It's nestled in the mountains. It's known for its breathtaking temples, the famous Sunday walking street market.
Ooh, a market.
I know, right? You can find incredible, handmade crafts, delicious snacks, and just soak up the atmosphere.
I love that. Okay, what about Portugal? We talked about Lisbon before.
Lisbon.
But what else is there?
So much to see and do in Lisbon. Take a ride on the iconic Tram 28.
Oh, yeah, I've seen pictures of that.
It winds through the city's historic neighborhoods. It's so scenic and affordable. Explore the Alfama district.
Okay.
Narrow streets, colorful buildings, traditional fado music.
Oh, I love that. And the food. What about the food?
Oh, the food. Don't miss out on bacalhau bras. It's a savory dish made with salted cod, potatoes, and eggs. And of course, those delicious pastéis de nata.
Oh my gosh.
You can find them at affordable little cafes.
I love it. Okay, I'm adding Lisbon to my list for sure.
Good choice. And then there's Mexico City.
Okay, Mexico City. What should we not miss there?
It's just a vibrant cultural hub, rich history, stunning architecture, and the food scene is out of this world. Visit the Zócalo, the largest public square in the world, the Palacio de Bellas Artes.
Okay.
It's a stunning architectural masterpiece. It's got a theater, a concert hall, a museum.
Wow. What about that street food everyone raves about?
Street food is an adventure in Mexico City. Get tacos al pastor from a street vendor. Visit a local mercado. They have fresh produce. Traditional dishes like mole poblano.
What's mole poblano?
It's a rich, complex sauce made with chili peppers, spices, and chocolate.
Oh, wow. Okay, got to try that.
Yes, you do. And so many museums in Mexico City actually offer free admission on Sundays.
Oh, that's awesome.
So it's a great way to explore art, history.
Without spending a ton of money.
Exactly, without spending a ton of money.
I love it. All right, what about Greece?
Greece. Okay, so some of the Greek islands can be pretty pricey. But islands like Naxos and Paros offer a more affordable alternative.
Ooh, hidden gem alert.
Yes.
I love it.
They have pristine beaches, crystal clear waters, charming villages with whitewash houses, narrow cobblestone streets. You can get fresh seafood at tavernas, rent a scooter, explore at your own pace. It's idyllic.
That sounds amazing.
And the food.
Yes, the food.
Try moussaka,
Oh.
delicious layered dish with eggplant, potatoes, minced meat, and of course, fresh seafood, caught daily, grilled to perfection.
Okay, you've convinced me. I need to go to Greece.
Yes.
Okay, so we've seen that all these destinations you can have incredible travel adventures.
Absolutely.
Without breaking the bank. But let's get down to, the nitty-gritty.
Okay.
How much can we realistically expect to spend? True Travel Treasures actually provided a sample budget breakdown
They did.
for a week-long trip to Lisbon.
Uh-huh.
So let's break it down.
Okay, let's do it.
First up, flights.
Flights. So depending on your departure city, you're looking at anywhere from $400 to $700. Okay.
Let's say you snag a good round-trip flight for $500.
Awesome. Okay, accommodation.
Accommodation.
Okay.
If you go for like a budget-friendly hostel or an Airbnb,
Right.
you're looking at around $30 to $50 a night.
Okay.
So for 7 nights, let's say that comes to about $350.
Very reasonable. Okay, food. One of my favorite categories.
I know, right? Food, eating like a local is key. Budget about $15 per day for food,
Okay.
which includes like delicious street food,
Yes.
occasional meals at local restaurants.
Love it.
That comes to about $105 for the week.
Amazing. Okay, what about transportation?
Public transportation in Lisbon is so good, and it's really affordable. So a weekly public transportation pass
Okay.
costs about $25, and that covers trams, buses, and the metro.
Perfect. All right, what about activities?
So let's set aside about $100 for entry fees
Okay.
to attractions,
Okay.
like Geronimo's Monastery, the Lisbon Oceanarium.
Okay.
But remember, there are tons of free things to do in Lisbon.
Oh, yeah, for sure. You can explore the neighborhoods, stroll along the waterfront, soak up the vibes.
I love that. Okay, so let's add it all up. We've got $500 for the flight, $350 for accommodations, $105 for food,
Yeah.
$25 for transportation, and $100 for activities. What does that come to?
Grand total,
Mhm.
$1,080 for a week in Lisbon.
That's incredible. It just shows you that you can have like a really amazing travel experience
You can.
without spending a fortune.
Absolutely.
And that's just one example.
Mm.
True travel treasures emphasize that budget travel is not about deprivation.
Yeah.
It's about like being savvy, making smart choices, prioritizing experiences
Yes.
over, extravagance,
Right.
and embracing those hidden gems.
Exactly.
So are you ready to start planning your next adventure?
Mhm.
Stay tuned. We've got one more part of this deep dive to go. We'll wrap things up with some final tips and inspiration
Sounds good.
from true travel treasures to help you make those travel dreams a reality. Welcome back to the show. We are wrapping up our deep dive on budget travel, and I'm ready to book a trip.
I know, me too. All this talk about travel has got me like,
Right.
I need a vacation.
Yeah. So we've talked about how to find those amazing deals, the flights, the accommodations, eating like a local and finding those hidden gems that don't break the bank. And we even tackled packing.
The dreaded packing.
But before we send you off on your next adventure, True Travel Treasures, they had a few more like golden nuggets to share
They did, yeah.
about, making those travel dreams a reality.
Mm-hmm. They really emphasize that budget travel isn't just about like pinching pennies and,
Right.
scrimping and saving. It's about like unlocking this whole other level of travel that's richer and deeper in a way.
Yeah, I love that. So like, what's the secret?
Yeah.
How do we shift from just like traveling cheaply to like really experiencing?
Right. It starts with a mindset shift. Budget travel, it's not about deprivation. It's about resourcefulness. It's about creativity. And it's about being open to like embracing the unexpected.
Yeah.
It's about prioritizing those experiences over just, spending a lot of money and finding joy in the simple things.
Yeah. It's like the best things in life are free.
Exactly. And those free experiences, like, honestly, those are the ones that we remember most, right?
Yeah.
True travel treasures really reminded us to like embrace the simple joys of travel, wandering through a local market, striking up a conversation with, a friendly local, watching a sunset over a,
Yeah.
beautiful landscape. Like those are the things that really stay with you.
Totally. Those are the moments that connect you to a place.
They do, and they don't cost anything.
Yeah.
Another key is to just like be open to serendipity. Like don't overplan your trip, leave room for spontaneity, allow yourself to be surprised by like whatever you discover.
Yeah. It's about like saying yes to the adventure,
Yes.
even if it means veering off,
Exactly.
the itinerary a little bit.
Yeah, and those are the moments where you often find the real treasures, those hidden gems that aren't in the guidebooks.
Right, right. Speaking of hidden gems, True Travel Treasures shared a tip about using social media to like uncover local events and experiences.
Social media is such a good tool for this.
Yeah.
It's a great way to tap into like the pulse of a city, find things that most tourists like totally miss.
Okay.
Follow local bloggers, Instagram accounts, Facebook groups.
Yeah.
You get all those insider tips.
Yeah.
Hidden cafes, secret bars, free concerts,
That's awesome.
local festivals,
It's like having a local friend guide you around.
Exactly. And it's often, free. or very, very affordable.
Yeah, I love that.
Okay.
So another way to make that travel budget stretch is to embrace what they call the sharing economy.
Yes, the sharing economy.
So ride-sharing services.
Yes.
Instead of taxis.
Uh-huh.
Like Airbnb instead of hotels.
Yeah, all of that. The sharing economy has opened up so many opportunities to save money.
Right? And to experience travel in a way that just feels more authentic and more connected, I think.
Yeah, and it's often more sustainable.
Totally.
Which I love. True travel treasures, they also said, think outside the box when it comes to souvenirs.
Yeah, instead of just buying a bunch of mass-produced trinkets,
right?
Why not collect experiences?
I love that.
Right? Take a cooking class, learn a few phrases in the local language, savor the flavors of a local dish.
Right.
Those memories are going to last way longer.
Yeah, it's about bringing home a piece of the culture, not just
Chochka. I love that word.
And speaking of bringing things home, packing for the return trip.
Yes. Always a challenge, right?
It is. I feel like I always come home with more than I left with.
I know. It's so true. One of their top tips was to leave a little bit of empty space in your bag. For souvenirs, right?
Yeah. And if you do buy things, consider shipping them home. Instead of trying to cram them into your luggage, it can actually be more cost effective.
Right. Especially if you've, bought a lot of stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And remember those packing cubes?
Yes.
They're just as helpful.
Yeah.
For the return trip, keep everything nice and organized, Prevent wrinkles.
Love it. All right. So we've covered so much ground in this deep dive.
We have.
We explored tips and strategies for, every aspect of budget travel.
Flights, accommodations, local experiences, packing, staying safe and healthy.
And we debunked some myths.
Yes.
Along the way.
Yeah.
Proving that, budget travel, it's not about sacrificing, comfort or experience.
Yeah, it's about having those experiences.
Yes, it's about unlocking a whole new level of travel.
Exactly.
That's richer and deeper and more meaningful.
I completely agree.
So what's your next adventure going to be? Where are you going to find those hidden gems, create those unforgettable travel memories?
Thinking about it.
Yeah. Well, a huge thanks to True Travel Treasures for sharing their incredible advice. And to you, our listeners, happy travels.
Happy travels.
May your journeys be filled with adventure and discovery and, memories that will last a lifetime.